Shall we start, Satish?
Yes, you have the control.
Okay, cool.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our session 12 for SS Agile Gurus and the first session in 2023. Thanks for our speaker, Ravindra, for having this session today. So he will be going through adoption of Scrum and SAFe along with the real-time examples. Let's get started.
Cool. Let me know when you guys see my screen.
Sure, we are able to.
Cool. First of all, thank you so much, Satish and Sharath, for giving me this opportunity to present myself in the next 60 minutes. And thanks to all the participants who joined and showcased your energy and patience for the next 60 minutes, spending your 60 minutes in the next 24 hours. Okay. So I wanted to just give a disclaimer on how the session is going to be in the next 60 minutes. So if you're looking for any events, Scrum events, SAFe events, I'm not going to discuss any of those things which you see in the SAFe big picture. When you go to Google's type scaledagileparameter.com, everything is there. I'm not going to discuss anything of such there. So I promise you that the moment you close this particular session and then close the laptop, and I think you will have a great feeling, very good feeling that you have attended the good session and you have got some good takeaways that you can change at least 1% from tomorrow. That is for sure. So with that note, let me get started. I'm Ravindranath Savali. I'm an SPC working in Zebia. So if everybody can see my screen, and if you see there is a white horse, there is a white horse here having very good two eyes. One is looking at left side, one is looking at the right side. Never ever in its entire life, it will not see the right eye and the left eye. But when you see the left eye and the right eye only from the horse perspective, it is only seeing only one direction. The person who is riding the horse, it is just blindly going in that direction. How do you correlate this example with our real life? On the left hand side, you see a I, that is Scrum. On the right hand side, you see a I, that is SAFe. People implement Scrum at the team level, people implement SAFe at the organization level. When you want to scale the Scrum, that's when both left eye and the right eye are very, very much important. If one thing is not there, if left eye is not there, there is no importance for the right eye, even if it gets disinfected in the longer run. If you don't do the Scrum at the team level well, leave about scaling it, forget about scaling it. Don't even think of SAFe. You're wasting your money there. As simple as that. Okay. Let's look at the history for some time and then we'll get started, and there is a good correlation between this. I think let's look at all our ancestors. Who are our grandfathers, grandmothers, brothers, sisters, you call it, you name it, anything in the family you have here. Just for an example, if you check here, you started with this Australopithecus afarensis species. Even for the word to spell, it's very difficult. Then think about the persons or the species which lived 3.5 million years ago. How difficult was it for them to just live? No clothes, nothing, no food, nothing. Then look at how those guys have evolved. At least the third guy has something to hunt. By the time it reached the Homo sapiens, the so-called modern living human beings on this world are Homo sapiens. To reach this stage, everybody has sacrificed their life to come here. And I welcome again all the Homo sapiens for this call who are presenting in this call to listen to this session. If you see, we evolved only relatively. You just think of these guys, they evolved relatively, recently. And the complex culture they had, and they had no technology at all. 3.5 million years ago, you can see these ancestors in South Africa when you go there, in Africa in specific. Why am I discussing all this instead of talking about Scrum and scale? Just think of these people who sacrifice their lives in the complex culture just for living, just for survival. They did all those things. And if you see, right now we call ourselves as a Homo sapiens. What does Homo sapiens called in Latin? It is a wise man. Now we have reached a stage. Now we have reached a stage where we call ourselves a wise man. But are you a wise man? Are you taking the right decisions? Are you, if you are a leader in the company, or are you projecting yourself as a leader in the company? Are you taking the right decisions? You were evolved in this world. You got your ancestors 3.5 million years back. Still, you're looking for survival, looking for great decisions. If you remember, there is the ninth principle of SAFe says decentralize the decision making. Leave about decentralizing it. How are you taking the decisions? How is it impacting the customer delivery? You're a man, that's okay, but are you a wise man? How are you looking at the waste? Are you looking at the waste, or are you encouraging the waste? Keeping that into consideration, let's come to the present world, the modern world, where we call ourselves a Homo sapiens, a wise man's, working in various IT companies, taking the right decisions we think. And we are implementing Scrum. Even before getting into Scrum, I see many people even now they are implementing waterfall project approach. You start the project in Jan and you end it in the December. Only the client sees the result only in the December, and he says, throw that shit into the dustbin. Gone. All 12 months effort, everything is gone. All the money is gone. Whatever he has put, 1 million pounds is gone. To the contrary, from the last many years, people in US, Jeff Sutherland and Ken Schwaber has put in their effort to bring up Scrum framework, which is an open framework. It's an open umbrella. You can create your own umbrella, which is protecting from rain. But what are you doing? Are you implementing the Scrum in a right way? What is the right way? There are 5 values in the Scrum. I think everybody would know all this, but I just wanted to point one Scrum value, which is courage. Do you have the courage to take the right user story into the sprint? Do you have the right courage to say, no, boss, I don't want to take this feature. I know you are asking us to develop this feature, but we don't take it. It's of no use for the customer. You take a smartphone. It can be Android phone or an iPhone. Most of the people use the phone only for calling purpose, music, browsing, WhatsApp, Instagram, social media. Are you going to check whether there is an update of WhatsApp app, update of any other app by going to the Google store? How often you go there? You check after 1 week, you see many apps are still there asking for update me. I can give you the best. You are not doing it. Similarly, if you don't show the courage in any project you are doing, any role you are doing, you can be Scrum Master, you are Agile Coach, Enterprise Agile Coach, you are a CEO for that matter. At the end of the day, you are a human being. You should display the courage. Courage is not something has come up only. Those 2 guys have, sitting in the US has brought in into the Scrum values. No, it's already there in English. We did not look at it. Now, particularly, they have taken it. You need to have the courage. Why they are insisting on this? When you're playing a game, any game, rugby, recent football, recent World Cup of cricket, everything is a team game. A leader is taking a courage, is leading by example, that I have taken this decision. I'm there for you. Let's implement the Scrum. That's okay. We fail fast. Let's fail fast. Instead of waiting for 12 months looking at the result, then I think the customer will be shattered for what you have done. Instead of that, look for the sprint, which is of generally 2 weeks. You can do for 1 week, you can do for 4 weeks, but in general, they do for 2 weeks, where you can show certain working software. You fail fast, that's okay. Come back and do it. Correct it. You would have lost maximum 100 pounds there or 500 pounds there than 1 million pounds. That's okay. Come fast. You do the same thing. You do the same circus for 12 months. You're producing 12 working softwares. In between, you produce one MVP, minimum viable product. Deliver it to the market which is of 3 months, for example. You know how well your Android application is working. You know how well your iOS application is working. If there are any corrections, they do it. And that's why you see, that's what I was telling. You go to the Google Store or App Store, if it is Android or iOS, you see number of apps are getting updated. While I speak, even if you check my updating to give you the best. As simple as that. For doing all these things, unless you build the foundation, don't look at the 14th floor. Just look at the foundation, how strong it is. You should be transparent. You should inspect. Based on that, you should adapt. Leave what second and third. Look at the transparency. How transparent are you to your customers? If you're not transparent, then just forget doing inspecting, adapting. If you're doing it for namesake, stop it right now. Be authentic to yourself. If you're a developer, look at the business. If you're a project manager, look at the business. If you're an agile coach, if you're say Scrum Master, product owner, man, you are a CEO, that's okay. Look at the business. You have created a big company with all these people. If there is no business, what are you going to do? You need to open the doors, sit there, only the ants and the insects come inside. You are not producing any economy there. All these people who are working for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, if it is tutor, you're working the entire day, that's okay. But are you thinking in terms of business or not? Think the business perspective. What does he want? And then come on the day one, sit in front of the computer and then type your code if you're a developer. Take right strategies if you're a leader, and then execute it the same way what you have thought in that conference room with those respective top level C people. You might prepare well in that conference room. The strategy is excellent. You go to vacation and then come back. What did we discuss? That's how the involvement is there. You need to be transparent. You need to have the memory. Unless you do this, you can't achieve anything. How do we do this? You see this whole picture, the whole family members are here. Who are the family members? Executives, stakeholders, customers, product owners, the entire Scrum team. And the whole activities they do, the whole circus they do to just impress the customer. You are an Axis Bank customer, you are an iPhone customer, you do whatever you want. As I speak, most of you would have checked what messages have I got. Unless the working software is running right, you cannot see that WhatsApp message. As simple as that. You should do all these things diligently. You should devote yourself to whatever you're doing. As simple as that. Unless you do this, things will not work out. Okay, tell me, what if I don't do it? Then just you lose the business, you lose the money. There is a huge economic impact. Okay, now think about the positive or the happy part. What if I do this? If you do this, there are 6 beautiful benefits which I'm going to show you from the real-time project which happened in the last year based out of Hyderabad from one project. I'm showing you this key benefits. They have adopted the Scrum. They have adopted the Scrum with the fear of losing business. because they have got CTO, they have got CEO, they have got number of teams, but they don't know how to, but they are using Jira. People remember that they use Jira, they are using Scrum. That is just an ALM tool for you to just use it. Use the Scrum effectively, these are the benefits. Your productivity will improve to 50%. This is a real-time example I'm giving you, not just a cooked up example. They don't know anything about Scrum. From 0 to they have gone to 60% of their understanding. How about the time to market? How fast they are putting their solution to the market? 50%. What is happening through this? They are producing good money, good economy. People are happy. CEO is happy. CTO is happy. At the end of the day, customer is having good smiles. Happy. You will get more business. During coding, the defect leakage has reduced from 70% to 30%. You look at from every corner, everybody is having happy faces. What if I don't do this? The Scrum, I don't implement Scrum. I don't like it. I'm a different guy. That's okay. You sit in your home, you do the same traditional waterfall project approach. You're not adapting it. If you don't adapting it, you'll become a one more Nokia company. This, whatever we have discussed, this is about at the maximum team level. If you think that these things can happen at the agile team level, what if I want to scale it? I'm a very big company. I'm a very big TV company. I want to scale my business. What should I do? Let's jump into the different world. I think this slide has got something wrong, right? I think there's something wrong. This cloud says not lean, and there's some arrow. This icon says lean and agile. Look at this. This is just sleeping. The leaders are sleeping here. Now just click on the bang on. Now I think most of you people would have seen this picture, which is a classic movie, Enter the Dragon. Just look at these two people. Bruce Lee. Just look at his intensity of his face. He wants to do the right job. You would have seen his moves. He's not doing anything unimportant. He's doing every important move. He's so agile. He's so lean. You see this guy, he's not so lean. He's carrying a lot of waste. If you carry a lot of waste while developing, if you carry a lot of waste in converting your strategies into execution, you're losing money. If you lose money, don't think of profits. That's what SAFe requires: lean, agile leadership behavior, because only leaders can change the system and create the safe environment. This is not scaled agile. This is a normal English safe environment. How do I do it? Come to the foundation again. Basics are very important. You might be an Oscar actor. You might be a global Academy winning actor. Unless you go to shoot, unless you shoot it, unless you edit it, and then unless you see the first copy of it, unless you release the trailer, unless you do the basic things first, you're not getting Oscar award. Unless you wanted to prove that, yes, I've adopted the Scrum. After 1 week, check, yes, I've got millions of pounds as a profit. No, don't do that. You're a fool. You do the basic things first. How do I do the basic things first? Let's look at the SAFe core values. These are the SAFe core values. You think of a car which is having 4 wheels. Just I'll take 1 wheel off. I'll give you Range Rover, or I'll give you Bentley. I'll ask you to ride for 1 hour. You cannot drive it for half an hour because there is no alignment. All 4 wheels are not there. As simple as that. You take any core value for that matter. For you to do the whole PI properly, for you to do the essential SAFe at the program level, you need to do this circus called program execution. Unless you do the execution properly, the best strategy sitting in front, whatever you discussed in those 4 walls will Only those four walls will hear. By the time you go out, it's gone case. And very importantly, any business you do, you implement SAFe, you implement Scrum, you implement less, you implement Scrum at scale, you take any framework under the sky, unless you take the economic view. Forget about everything. What are you doing? Shut your doors if you're shop, shut your company if you're IT company, shut your everything. If you're a TV company, shut your transport company if you're a transport company. Unless you take the economic view, unless you structurize it, unless you prioritize it, you have got features, you have got epics, you have got capabilities in their respective backlog sitting, dying there for very long. What are you doing? What are you going to do with those things unless you prioritize it? There is a beautiful prioritization model in SAFe, which is WSJF, weighted shortest job first. You do it, you take care of it. Rest of the things will automatically get, will be taken care. And I was talking, you do all those things, but you don't take the decisions. Even though you take the decisions, you take all the decisions at the C level. What are you, how about the other people who are in the other hierarchy? That's where you should decentralize the decisions. Only then you can organize around value. Only then you can see the flow of value going through from day 1 till day 10. Don't expect a working software, you taking a decision sitting in that soft room, AC room, and then you expect a beautiful delivery. No, come to the ground, play the match. Only then you can be the man of the match. Unless you have the team effort, unless all these 10 principles are in sync. See, for this, even take an economic view to keep at the first place, it has got its own value. There is a reason for it. Everything has a reason for it. How do I do that? I'm interested in SAFe. I want to do it. How do I do it? This is all about implementing SAFe. You train the leaders first. You train the executors, all those guys first. You identify the value streams. You identify the arts, and then create the implementation plan. And then you prepare for the art launch. All those things which you see in the black color are certifications. Most of the people have good view and a bad view about certifications. Good view is something where I go, I don't know anything, I'm a dumb guy, I attend the leading SAFe, and then I come back, I implement at least 5% of it, I'll see a benefit. Then I will implement the remaining 95% of it. The guys who are hating SAFe, there are a huge number of people who are hating SAFe in the entire world. Unless you taste biryani, unless you watch a movie, you cannot comment on it. Unless you take the recipe of SAFe, you cannot comment on it. As simple as that. There is a SAFe is operating on one thing, which is a dual operating system. You have got hierarchy, you have got flow, value flow. That's where you got value streams. And then you, after training all these leaders, now you train the teams, and then you launch the art. After doing that, you coach the art. How are they doing? What are they, where are they going wrong? If everything is going good till now, come on, let's do it. Let's launch more arts and value streams, and then extend it to the portfolio. Earning a 1 crore is very easy. If I say that, people will slap me. But you ask a person who earned 1 crore, it's very difficult for him to earn 1 crore, and then asking the same, the different question. How can you multiply it? How can you earn 10 crore? Then he says, whatever the struggle I've gone through till earning the 1 crore, I do the same thing. I repeat it. Likewise, you do the same thing, the circus which you have been doing from here till here, you replicate it. That's where you extend it to more arts. And then you sustain it, which is very important. You score a century right now. If you don't do it multiple times, even you are a Virat Kohli, if you are not doing it, BCCI will be taking the captaincy out from him. No mercy. Unless you perform, you're out. Unless you sustain in the market, you're out. You will become another Nokia. What if it's all good, like implementing all this, what will I get? There are beautiful examples which we are going to see. Does anybody know who is this guy? He is a FedEx CIO, Rob Carter. He is a FedEx CIO, Rob Carter, in an interview with Dean Leffingwell, who is a CEO, who is a founder of SAFe. He described his love interest towards SAFe, and he explained his 7-year journey with SAFe, with him, the Dean, how they approach towards business agility and lean portfolio management. Especially during the pandemic, there was huge volume of packages which were in demand to supply. What if they would have got excused? Okay, man, I think it's pandemic, let's not do it. We have got very good excuse. If the neighbor is sneezing around you, you are going to die. From taking that case into consideration, these guys have shown their brave. Fortune favors the brave. They have taken their guts out. They have implemented the Scrum, irrespective of pandemic, non-pandemic, in-person, remote. Everybody in FedEx were working from home, and they're implementing SAFe. By doing this, let's hear out what he says. One of the things that the pandemic has really presented to us is a set of rapid changes in the marketplaces and needs. You have taken 5 stories into the sprint, and your developer says, I have taken this story and I will not change my story. I've taken it. I'm rigid. I'm an adamant guy. You are a product owner. You are a CEO. I don't care. I'm fixed. I'll work on only this story. You're a product owner. You have taken a set of top 10 features. If you're doing PA planning, you take top 10 features and a product vision as an input. If you don't do the change, you do the PA planning for the next 8 to 12 weeks. What if there is a change? If you don't do it, if an adamant guy has, we have spent 2 days of PA planning, we don't adapt to the change, you will become extinct in the market. If you see, I think in the last 3 months, WhatsApp has gone down for some time. Even I checked my phone. I thought it's my network problem or the internet problem, or my phone is hung. At the same time, Zomato take the advantage of it, and then they commented, WhatsApp might go down, Facebook might go down, but our service is still there for you. You just look at the market. If something is going down, other person is looking at you. You might be a developer sitting in your home. You are a single person. You are a CEO working for 5,000 people in your company. At the end of the day, you are human beings working for only one person. You are a CEO, that's okay. You are also a customer. If you are hungry, you order food. You order food from Swiggy. You order food from Zomato. Everybody is a customer in this world. If you go to any restaurant, customer is God. And the people, you know how they respond to you. Customer is God only on the wall. Gandhi is there as a statue in the streets, MG Road. Only to the roads he has named there. But are you following his principles? As simple as that. Be authentic to yourself. By doing all these things, what did FedEx achieve? They have achieved $93.5 billion in total. And you can see the percentages. Through FedEx Express, they have got 49%. And they have served more than 220 countries and territories. And look at the size of the employees, 550,000. Unless they implement SAFe, think of them, how they could achieve, how they could scatter, how they could meet the demand. This is one example. Now just look at another example. Just look at this image if you guys know it. Answer it to yourself. This is a TV Globo image, which is from Brazil. TV Globo is Brazil's largest TV network. They were also following traditional project approach at some point of time. But they need to serve, they need to cater 100 million viewers in 130 countries to serve them at the rapid pace, thinking that the project approach you are doing traditional waterfall model. You take the requirements from one country, you deliver in March, you take the requirements from one country, you deliver it in June, gone case, they are no more your customers, gone. Thinking that they have adopted SAFe. They did not adapt SAFe directly, they have gone through some agile initiatives. The IT director of SAFe, the IT director of TV Globo has sponsored two areas, the business and technology. They've started with some agile initiatives, and then it worked out really well. They have seen that for 12 good months. The results were very impressive. Seeing that the whole company started to expand their implementation of SAFe across company. Now entire TV Globo is running under SAFe. The results were very dramatic, 20% cost reduction, and you see 80% improvement in customer satisfaction. For a TV company, what else they want? They're working for customers. If there is 80% improvement, then you're a big success. You cannot have excuses. I don't have money. That's where the courage comes into the picture. You are an SM, go talk to your CEO. If you're an agile coach, go talk to your CEO. If you're a CEO, come down the ladder and talk to the people. Unless there is teamwork, nothing will happen. You see, there is 24% in improvement in employee engagement. Everybody is working in silos. They implemented SAFe, and then you see the employee engagement. A lot of Scrum Masters go to SOS, talking to RT. What are the dependencies, and then come back and you do your corrections, and then you see that art is going SAFe. When one art is going SAFe, you have multiple arts. Make sure that all arts are going SAFe. Entire solution train is going SAFe by implementing SAFe. To accelerate their digital transformation and to remain competitive, they have turned to SAFe. With 12,000 employees serving 100 million viewers in 130 countries, it's no more a joke. They cannot run in same traditional normal waterfall model. It's a blame game. I'm good, you're bad, I am bad. That's okay. If you do the same kind of circus, the customer is gone. Now they have extended their business. You see, they've extended to news, sports, entertainment, soap operas, reality shows, and more. It's as simple as that. You want to taste biryani, you taste at least 2 spoons, good. You order full. If you don't like it, throw it out. As simple as that. Go to another framework. I am not advocating you implement Scrum. I am not advocating you implement SAFe. You taste it, you use it. You don't taste it, just take the experience from other people who have tasted it. In general SAFe stats, you see 10 to 50% there has been increase in the people are more happy. There is more engagement to the employees. When they are more good, there is a productivity from 20 to 50%. When they are doing happily, there will be improvement in quality from 25% to 75%. It's there. When you do all these things well, when all the three wheels of a car are good, even if the fourth wheel is not good, automatically it will be aligned to the fourth, all the three wheels of a car. You see, there is from 30 to 70%, there is a faster time to market. That's what I'm telling you. You put the solution not into your deployment server. Put the solution into the store. Let the customer use it. If he's appreciating, roll out more features like that based on the priority, what he likes it. You apply the design thinking. You apply personas. Unless you do the design thinking, unless you do the Gemba box, unless you go to the customer shoes, you don't understand anything. As I told you, if you're a developer from the developer level to CEO level, you look at the right hand side, which is the business. Only one target, one motto, one goal, only one thing. In football, there is only one goal post per team. My goal is to put my ball into their goal post. I get a point. What if there is no goal post? It's a blind game. You don't do that. Look at the business, target for it, and then come back and see what can be my strategy. How can I execute it? If you're sleeping the entire night, gone case, the customer will go to another competitor. I think most of the people would have thought that implementing Scrum is good, implementing SAFe is good, but there would be some thinking that in my company, Scrum is there, but there is no SAFe. Why? You see, there are 2.5 innovators. This is technology adoption life cycle. How well are you adapting to whatever your needs are? How well are you going to talk to your customers? How well are you serving your customers? The innovators are only 2.5% who are tech enthusiasts. The people who take risk, they are the leaders. They serve by people. I was showing in one of the slides where the leaders are sleeping. Wake them up, boss, get up. Then we have a vision. They are early adopters. They take the risk. Unless you take the risk, forget you. Even though your age is 60, you are earning something. You are a topsoil at some point of time. They are only 13.5%. They are the early market guys. Now there is a big gap. See, this is the mainstream market. You just look at the early majority people who are pragmatists there. You see late majority people who just realize only when everything is over. I was sleeping, I was in coma the entire pandemic. I don't know the pandemic happened. We can't help it. These are conservatives. They are in very soft zone where they're very in comfort zone. I don't take any risk. That's okay. Your economy is like that. You don't earn money unless you take risk. These are skeptics. You can forget about these guys. They're like, okay, I watch the football game only from the stand. I don't play in the ground. Then look at where are you standing? What's your category? Are you an early adopter or are you skeptic? To which category are you falling in? Take right decisions. For you to take the right decisions, have the right mindset. In the case of TV Globo, the Brazil's largest TV network and the FedEx guys, unless they have the right mindset, unless what if they are doing from the last 7 years, what if they are doing the same traditional waterfall model? They don't earn money. They cannot expand the business. They cannot scale it. I have the vision. I have the strategy. I need some people to work out. I need to adapt the framework. You are in this dark room looking at, I'm doing really good. I'm earning 1 lakh per month. If you're in UK, I'm earning 4,000 pounds per month. If you're in US, you're earning very good number of dollars per month. That's okay. But look at the people who are implementing Scrum and SAFe through the window. Look at that beautiful landscape who are already implementing SAFe. They're earning good amount of money. They could scale the business. They can see one landscape. From this room, you can see only one landscape. Just look at the people who are there in the landscape here, somewhere here, looking, they can see the entire world. That's the vision. Come out of this black room, come out of this dark room, open your eyes, have the right mindset. Just try to taste it. You don't like it, throw it out. You like it, scale it. With that note, thank you so much for everyone to listening to me in the last sometime 30-40 minutes, if I assume. Thank you so much, Sharath, and thank you so much, Satish, for giving me this opportunity to present my views. And thank you so much, SS Agile Gurus, for giving me this opportunity, and for all the people who are bringing, for everyone benefit, they can learn something out of this session. Thank you so much. Back to you, Satish.
Thank you so much, Ravindra, for this insightful session.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Ravindra, for a wonderful session.
Thank you, Satish.
Everyone, there are few questions. Just a minute.
Okay.
I'm trying to see. Okay.
Okay. First question on the link was, are you covering the different roles like RT in Scale Agile? If Scrum is adopting at individual teams, then what is the exact purpose of Scale Agile at origination level?
Okay, I think I'm not sure if that person has heard me in the starting. I gave the disclaimer. This session is not the very common session where I talk about art roles, art events, daily scrums. I don't talk about those things. But if to keep it very simple, if you're doing at the team level, if you're a part of agile team, then you have a product owner, you have the development team, you have got the scrum master. He's not a Jira master, that as I told. Then likewise, you want to scale it, you want to go to the next level, you want to enter the dragon, you want to use this safe. Then likewise, there would be number of agile teams, there would be number of scrum masters who are safe certified or not safe certified. They are safe scrum masters. If they have dependencies among themselves, then they go talk to the head of the family of art, who is RTE, release train engineer. And then you come back, and then after talking to him, come back, and then you discuss what has been corrected. Shall we go, process smooth in our art or not? Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that. And the next question is there a way to get this case study link?
Yeah, you can go to scaledagile.com. If you look at the options, you'll get it. I'm not going to tell you where is it, but please search it. It's a treasure hunt. As I told you, Scaled Agile it's a huge ocean. I'll tell you very openly. Even the founder might not know where exactly is the WSJF, on what date the WSJF got updated. Recently, there is WSJF got updated, product owner got updated, Scrum Master got updated. Unless you have the love interest towards safe, that's what I tell you. Unless you go to the restaurant, unless you taste it, you might say biryani is very bad at Paradise Biryani. My home, my mother is cooking very good. That's okay. And at times, unless you go out and search it, unless you taste the recipe of safe, you will not know it. Likewise, safe has got a lot of content, abundance of content. Just go search scaledagile.com or scaledagileFramework.com. You see the safe big picture. Every icon is clickable icon. You get a lot of insights there. Yeah.
Okay. So I am marking as answered. The key difference between Scrum and SAFe during implementation.
As simple as that. If you are riding a bike on the road, you can implement Scrum. If you want to ride a plane, or if you want to drive a plane as a pilot, you need to scale it. As simple as that. If you are implementing like for example, your team has got only 15 members or 10 members or less than 10 members, you can implement Scrum. But if you have got 500 people, if you have got 1,000 people, you have got 250 people, you have got 125 people, then think of, are you looking at a product, implementing the product from different teams? Then if your leader thinks, yes, let me go, think like TV Global, let's try with few agile initiatives, and then see if I'm getting the benefits out of it, if I'm getting the faster ROI, if I can produce my solution which is in the deployment server, push it to the app store of a mobile of a particular person. If you're a success, then replicate it, then you're getting the benefits out of it. As simple as that. If you are the agile team, if you're implementing safe, if you want to scale it, look at the number of opportunities, or look at the number of pros and cons. It's simply we cannot go to safe. There are a few parameters for it.
Okay, and the next set of questions are, at IT services company, who has to take the decision of adopting the SAFe?
As simple as that. As I told you, as a ladder from a developer to CEO, a developer cannot take it, a product owner cannot take it. The C-level people, the LACE people, or APMO people who are sitting at the top, I can take the decision. For example, I am Sundar Pichai. I am the CEO of Google. I take a decision. It might impact me along with my Google employees, I take a decision to stop the Google search engine for the next 24 hours. Just imagine the world for the next 24 hours. You cannot ride your vehicle from your home to the DMart. You cannot ride your vehicle from your home to Walmart store. The decisions are taken by the people who have an impact, who take where the impact is there. All the C-level people or the people who are sitting at the ladder, top ladder, you call the hierarchy, the people who can make the decisions, who can twist, who can turn the company upside down. Those people are the people who will take the decisions. To give you the simple example or the practical example, I was working. I don't want to reveal the project name, but I'm working in a certain project right now. I see a lot of teams are working for a single network, which is in India. I asked my leader if they can implement SAFe because I see everybody's working towards same goal, same product. They are not ready. As simple as that. As I told you, they don't want to taste the biryani. Or they don't want to taste the recipe of SAFe unless you take risk. I told you, in one of the slides I showed the leaders are sleeping. Wake them up, boss, get up. We need to take the risk, otherwise you will be another Nokia. Yeah.
Exactly. And the follow-up question for that is, without having a huge project in hand, is that possible to adopt SAFe?
Without having
let me answer that question.
Okay.
Without having a huge project in hand, can we adopt SAFe? Yes, I can answer that question. There is a case study published by one of the startup company within the Scale Agile. So I don't have the link handy, as Ravindra mentioned. Within the Scale Agile portal, there is a case study published where the total employee headcount is 100, just 100, including the CEO, everyone together, the development team, testers, or whatever the roles. We don't know the roles. So they published that they were able to success just by implementing essential SAFe. Because of the headcount, because of the way the implementation, it is a simple, straightforward solution. They were able to succeed by just implementing the essential configuration. If that's the reason, if you look at the scaleagileFramework.com, there are different configurations starting from essential, large solution, portfolio, full SAFe. Whatever is relevant, whatever is realistic from our context or organization context, we need to pick and choose, and we can make use of it. And any implementation, whether it is a multi-million company or a startup or a small scale, mid-scale company, the starting point is essential SAFe. So as Ravindra mentioned in his session, or any of us, we mentioned, we start with essential SAFe, essential configuration. So if essential is sufficient, well and good. No need to even scale up or no need to go ahead into the next large solution or portfolio, or the full SAFe even won't even come into context.
Correct.
Right? So hope that answer the question. Okay, so moving on, the next question. Any other session where the SAFe framework terminology is explained, like value stream mapping, KPI? Thanks for this question. We will plan there's some other sessions where we can go through it. We had a couple of sessions earlier on the Scale Agile, of course, not in detail about the terminology. The framework is open source, scaleagileFramework.com. All of us can explore, go through it and everything. And definitely we are planning from some more sessions in the near future regarding the Scale Agile framework. However, I'm not guaranteeing that we might be going through each and every terminology, each and everything in detail. Based upon the context, based upon the topic we choose, we will go ahead and cover the sessions. Okay, the next question, why only SAFe? Why not less or Scrum at Scale or any other scale framework?
Yeah, as simple as that. I like biryani. It's a very generic term. You want to be specific. I want chicken biryani, I want mutton biryani, I want pork biryani, I want crocodile biryani. People eat crocodile in South Africa for that matter. That's why I'm telling you. You can eat even octopus. As simple as that. As I was showing in the last penultimate slide, the technology adoption life cycle, are you falling under conservative, sitting in the comfort zone? I'm earning 1 lakh. Entire life I'll earn only 1 lakh. You want to scale it, you want to jump from your comfort zone, go to the early adopter stage where they take a risk. They have a vision, they have a strategy. Unless you do the execution, you don't perform anything. For that, what do you need? As I told you very clearly, if your team is very less, 10, 15, 20, slice it, keep it 10, and then you do it, Scrum is enough. If it is very huge, 125 have got, 50 to 125 have got, you can implement the essential SAFe, which is pretty much fine. If you have got BFI SAFe banking domain, if you have got multiple banks under your BFI SAFe domain, then you wanted to use it, then you can go for SAFe. I cannot afford SAFe, I cannot use SAFe because a lot of hierarchy, a lot of people are there. I have billing problem, then you can go for it. See, it's all about the suitability. Now I'm wearing L-sized t-shirt. If I give the same thing to Satish, he might drown into that. if I get the Satish t-shirt, I cannot even wear it. Every category has got its own problem, its own solution. You might like tea, I might like coffee. You were asking me to have a coffee, I might not be interested. If I go to London, I might drink coffee. If I'm in India, I drink only tea. So this is the answer for that question. Yeah.
Thanks for that. And the next two questions might go hand in hand, but let's go one by one. Why do most people think SAFe is not agile?
Yeah, as I think if you carefully observed, I told you one thing, SAFe operates in dual operating model. They have a hierarchy and at the same time they fund the amount at the value for value streams. If you see the traditional waterfall model, you got 1 million pounds, you swallow it the next day, and then with the remaining amount you wanted to develop the features and you wanted to showcase only the peanuts at the December, then the customer will come and see only the peanuts. You've already eaten the almonds. Now in the case of SAFe, they fund only where exactly the value streams are there, where the value is flowing. That's where the development streams will come into the picture. The operational value streams will come into the picture. They see where exactly the value is coming in. For that, they need to have the hierarchy also, not to disturb the hierarchy and also not to disturb the value flow. They blend. The SAFe operates in dual operating model. If we wanted to produce a value, if I would probably fund my budget in a more lean way. You see, the Bruce Lee is very lean. As simple as that. Lean budgets are categorized and used in the participatory. I think I'm using a lot of terminology here. Please go search what exactly are those. I cannot explain in this shorter duration. Participatory budgeting will happen once in 6 months. All the top people all the people who can impact, those people will sit together and then budget and then fund only where exactly it is needed. As simple as that. I am the father, my son is Satish, another son is Narendra. They came to me, father, I need 100 rupees. I will check with him, where are you going to spend? What is the value are you going to get by if I give 50 rupees? He asked 100 rupees and another son asked 100 rupees. I cannot give 100 rupees. I have only 100 rupees. I need to see what is the value you are going to produce by if I give 50 rupees to you. I need to have the conversation. Similarly, in SAFe, they follow very lean, agile approach. As simple as that. Yeah.
The next question is like, do you think SAFe's PI is also in the waterfall? Teams are planning ahead and executing. Another interesting question?
Yes, as simple as that. I understand that I think PI, they're planning for the next 2-3 months or 8 to 12 weeks. What if there are changes? Is it not waterfall model? I wanted to counter challenge the question, the person who asked. You are working in a company, you got a hike, 8% hike, your salary is 10 lakhs, you are increased to some 13 lakhs for that matter. If you're in India, I'm talking only in the Indian terms. Your target would be, I got only 4 rating. If the 5 is top and if I got only 4 rating, I want to go to 5 next year. You're planning it right now for the next 12 months. For the next 12 months, you wanted to increase from 8% to 16%. If not, I'll switch company. You are doing the decision, you are taking the right decisions right now, on the spot, right after coming from the appraisal meeting. As an individual person, if you are taking the decisions for your life for the next 12 months, just think of a company who is producing one product increment or the working software, number of people who are working for it, number of scrum masters, number of RTs, number of SPCs, the people who are making the decisions. Can they not plan for the next 8 to 12 weeks? Also, they are not adamant, as I told you very clearly. If there is a change, they are adapting the change. For example, if I take top 10 PI objectives in the PI planning, I'm not going to close my eyes and do the same thing in the next 2-3 months. If there is a change, for example, if the demonetization is happening in India, if the same time you're implementing scale, all the 500s and thousands are gone. Your sprint goal is lost. It's obsolete. Don't do it. You change it. You see, following a plan is okay, but responding to change is very, very important. This is one of the Agile manifesto. For every principle, I told you, if you're building 14 floor store, if you're having good view, sea view, unless you go down, you cannot take car. You should always look at the foundation. You should always look at the principles, core values. Only based on that, any framework has been built. Yes, Satish.
So just to add on from my side, for the same question, if the teams are, the organization is following SAFe and doing the PI, are they following waterfall? Might not be, need not be. Reason, the way the events at the release train level or the program level is defined or suggested or recommended, whatever we consider, right? The Scrum of Scrum. The reason why the Scrum of Scrum is happening is to make sure we are still on track. Any new risks, any new challenges, any new blockers are identified, which might not have which might not have identified during the PI planning or might have came up during the execution once the sprints get started. And when again, the product owner sync, why the product owner sync is happening? Any scope changes needs to be done or any new scope needs to be considered into the current program increment, or as we are doing the sprints, as we are doing the demos, as we are doing the system demos, we might be getting new requests, new changes, or new suggestions from the customers and users. Those will be considered into the product owner sync, and the product owners will be discussing among themselves to reprioritize the scope and bring it to the teams. And we are not just stopping with the PI planning. Still, every team, every sprint, they are doing the sprint planning as well. So if you have finalized the scope at the PI planning, again, why do we need to do the sprint planning? Because there might be some changes, some scope, some adjustment might be already happening. What's happening at the PI planning is the high level scope. The key importance is like to identify the dependencies, risks and challenges and bring it to the leadership to make sure leadership is in line, understand or agreeing or accepting that these might be the challenges. These might be the issues once we start with the implementation, or these might be the risks the teams might be facing. As a leadership, as a management, as a whole organization, are we ready to take that chance? Are we ready to take that risk? That is what the discussion will be happening during the program increment planning, and the detailed planning or the revised scope, revised priorities will be happening at each and every team, each and every sprint level. Hope that answers that question. And just to again, not going back to the, the COVID era, February 2020, we completed our PI planning. And March 2020, we know what happened. The whole world got locked down. We had to change each and everything, the plan which we did in the PI planning. Forget about PI, even if you consider the Scrum as well, each and every domain, industry sector had to go through lots of changes and everything. We know how the entire world got changed their way of working. And especially I was there with a banking client there, and each and every government brought in new rules, new guidelines, new regulations. All of a sudden, we don't have enough time, we don't have enough bandwidth, or we don't have enough well ahead plan to go through and get it done. But still, because the release train is already there, because the teams know how to coordinate among themselves, how to discuss the dependencies, how to go ahead and get it done, that implementation went ahead with the smooth way of working. I'm not saying that SAFe is the only way, or the companies or the organizations who are implementing SAFe are the only one success. No. The reason why we are bringing in the examples of SAFe is because the session itself is regarding, we are talking about the SAFe. That's the only reason. And one of the question is like, why SAFe? Why not less? Why not Scrum at scale? That is not the scope of our today's session. Just to clarify, right? We are not here to discuss the differences between why organization choose SAFe, or why not less, why not Scrum at scale, why not Nexus. No, that's not the intention of the session. What the benefits the organizations realized by implementing SAFe, that's the only context. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, the next question is, SAFe also have same roles such as product owner, Scrum Master, and team, or is there any change in roles? Maybe a basic question. Thanks for that question. Still, at the team level, the product owner, Scrum Master, and the team will still be there. But only thing is like, now you're not no more a team. You are part of a release train. You are part of a program, which means you have to come together. You need to start discussing, start thinking about your other teams as well in the solution. It's not just you as a team, you as a product owner, you as a Scrum Master. You are not an individual entity. There is a reason why you are formed into an agile release train, which means you need to focus upon the coordination among the other teams, with the other Scrum Masters, with the other product owners. There is where the additional responsibilities comes at the product owner level or the Scrum Master level, in addition to the key responsibilities which are defined as part of the Scrum Guide. Ravindra, I answered that question on your behalf.
Yeah.
So the next question I'm passing on to you is, LPM and SAFe both are same?
Father and son. Son is part of family. LPM is part of SAFe. Yeah.
Yes. So LPM, lean portfolio management, is coming at the portfolio level. Just to continue the answer, like the scaled agile is the overall implementation framework at the organization level. The lean portfolio management, LPM, is coming at the portfolio level. So if in case you're talking just about essential or large solution configuration, the LPM, lean portfolio management, might not even come. When it will come? When we have a company like Amazon or Microsoft or Google or any company where they have multiple solutions. If it is just one single solution, whole strategy, whole budget, whole alignment, everything is the vision roadmap, everything is just because, or just focused only on that one single solution. Whereas the portfolio is where we have multiple solutions, like Amazon, we have multiple solutions within that. Microsoft, Google, they have multiple solutions. That's where the lean portfolio management comes and play a key role, where how quickly, how effectively the organization can align their budget, strategies, realignments, as Ravindra mentioned in his session. All these things will come into context when the organization scaled from essential configuration to the portfolio configuration. Okay, the next question. In your real work experience, does a SAFe PA planning meeting failed because not all the teams are in alignment with the plan?
See, all the teams will come together to plan it. I'm not sure, like the question probably I see it's not formed well is what I see, but to tell you the answer in a more appropriate way, the PA readiness would be happening, art readiness would be happening, all the teams come together, they are pre-informed, it is a 2-day event, it's properly designed. If you go to, again I'm telling the same thing, go to scaledagile framework.com, you see the PA planning, and then click on it, and then you go there. Clearly it's described from morning 8 to 9 what you do. You take a tea break, you take a coffee break, you take a lunch break. With that level they have given you, when there is such detailing happening, then think about the planning that they have done. Unless, as Satish told, unless it is pandemic, breakout, whole world is stopped, you cannot open your mouth, you cannot even go to talk to the person. That's the biggest failure. But otherwise, I don't see any PA planning is failed.
Okay, so to add on from my side, A couple of instances it happened in our case, like not for the same release train, not for the same PI, but different release trains in different contexts. The release train towards the end of second day, I'm talking about pre-COVID again. So towards end of the second day, during the confidence vote, the confidence vote is clearly showcasing that it is less than 3, 2.8 in one instance, and between 2 to 2.5 in another instance. Two different release trains, two different contexts altogether. There, it is not just the PA planning fail, the whole collaboration, the whole coordination, the whole implementation, there is something wrong. That's what the thing happened. The reason is, starting from day one, session one of the PA planning, the business context, the product vision, solution vision, the architecture, team breakouts, management review and problem solving, draft plan review, final plan review, each and every session is explicitly meant for the team members. It's not just for the management, it's not just for the leadership. Each and every session is meant for the team members. If you have any doubt, if you have any question, if you have any concern, raise it up front. That's what I say to anyone. If you have any question, raise it up front. No need to wait until the confidence vote to raise a concern that I'm not comfortable, I'm not confident. If in case you are not vocal, if in case we can't raise it, let your Scrum Master, let your product owner, let your RT know, or whoever, maybe let your colleague know that this is what my thoughts, this is what my plan, this is what my concern is. We are doing the anonymous retros or anonymous feedback, anonymous pointers. Raise it as an anonymous pointer, as a concern, and make sure everyone is heard or aware of it. No need to wait until the day to closure to raise as a concern that I'm not comfortable. Right. So there, the intention, the focus is not on the team members' psychological safety, or what I would call, yes, that's what we observed, that team members are not let speak or not let share their pointers. That's what in both the instances we realized the reason, the root cause why it happened is because the team members haven't given a chance or haven't let share their pointers or their concerns openly with the leadership team. That's where this happened as an end result. So that's what my point is, just to add on, like, make sure to raise this as a concern at the earliest possible. No need to wait until the end of PI planning. Okay, so Ravindra, next question is to you. So in your example of FedEx, did they implement SAFe in their IT software development department or entire FedEx all departments? Any info about number of SAFe teams?
See, I think they're clubbing two things. The example of implementing the SAFe, they did not go in one full swing in terms of TV Global. I think they're mixing up both things. In terms of Globo, they have taken few agile initiatives. As I told you, let's try it, let's taste it. As simple as that, I don't want to waste whole biryani. If my friend is ordering biryani, I'll taste it. If it is good, I'll order one more biryani. As simple as that. Yeah, they adopted few agile initiatives. They waited for 12 months. And only then they went in full swing, because there are results. You can see a lot of employee engagement, 86% in improvement in customer satisfaction, all those things. When you see that, like, as simple as that, when you're getting money, why can't you scale it? That's not FedEx, that's a TV Global example.
Yes, thank you. And the next question, how long does it take to implement SAFe in any organization? Example, minimum 6 months or maximum 1 year?
There is no specific answer to it. As simple as that, any change you want to brought in, according to the survey, I'm telling you, I'm not cooking up the story. According to the survey, any change, if you want to bring in, it will take 90 days. If you want to bring in the Scrum, as I gave in one of my examples, which is based on the fear when they're losing the business. They've got everybody, but they don't know what framework they want to use. They're still running in waterfall model. That's where they fear of losing business. They took Scrum, and it took 6 months for them to see all those results. Just for Scrum, it took 6 months. Then think about SAFe, because it's very huge. You're scaling it. Number of agile teams are coming in. A lot of coordination is required unless there is a cadence, unless the people are in the mode of consensus. I think any Scrum implementation will not go well. I think it differs definitely. It can be 6 months. It can be 1 year. Unless the leaders are awake. If they're sleeping, we cannot help them. Yeah.
Thanks for that. And there is one comment stating that for scaling, SAFe is not only means of scaling. We need to bear in mind there might be other implementations which may be much more user friendly and more amenable to Scrum natively. Yes, thanks, Subhash. Yes, we all know that. And as Ravindra mentioned, like there could be different context, different reasons, the logic why the organization might have chosen SAFe. Yes, and there might be different alternatives as well. There is nowhere, none of us are mentioning that SAFe is the only approach. No, not at all. The way how we have Scrum, Kanban, XP, or even within Scrum, we are picking and choosing different practices from XP, like user stories, CDDs, code reviews, automation. The same way, at the enterprise level, at the scaling level, there are multiple ways, multiple frameworks, multiple approaches. It is up to the organization which or how they want to make use. And I am aware of some of the organizations where half of their portfolio they implemented SAFe, half they went ahead with less. And there is another organization where they implemented SAFe, less, and Scrum at scale, three different portfolios. It is up to the organization how, what's the reason, what's the logic, why, or how they want to go ahead and make use of that.
Yeah, perfect, Satish. But just one thing I wanted to mention is there are several of these which you mentioned you don't have to get into the complexity of SAFe to implement these. That was the main point. And you don't have to define exact roles and start scaling, and so it's much more amenable because they are nothing but scaling Scrum natively. That's the point I was trying to make. Thanks.
That's true. Sure. Thanks for that point. Yes. So that's not an intention. No need to for each and every organization or maybe the whole organization just to follow the SAFe. Not at all. That's the reason the way they are providing the different configurations helps us to pick and choose what we want to do and how we want to go ahead and make use of it at the organization level.
Correct, because I mean, the moment you reach 125 or 250, those are just numbers of teams.
Need not be.
You can look at even implementing it natively using less constructs.
Exactly.
And there are a lot of practical examples using that, like Satish himself alluded to. So just be mindful of that.
Definitely, yes. So it is not just the reason because we crossed 125 employees or team members, let's go ahead with SAFe or essential SAFe or release train, not at all. The value stream mapping, the identity, what if like all the 10, 12 teams are working on different solutions? It won't make any sense to bring them together and make them as a release train. Yes. Still, some teams can be on their own and go ahead and be implementing their own way of working itself. Thanks, Subhash, for that point. And yes, any other questions? Are we good? Can SAFe implement for 2 teams?
No, you cannot implement SAFe for 2 teams. There is, like as I said, there is certain number for it. You should have at least minimum 50 to 125. It's a Dunbar's number. There is a scientific approach to it also. More than 125 people, if you wanted to, like for example, if there are 200 people, there is based upon the scientific research that done by Dunbar, the relationship will not hold good for a longer time. That's where we should have minimum 50 to 125. For example, if you're, as you told, it's only 2 teams, I assume maximum 10 to 15 people, 15, 30, or maximum less than 20 people would be there. I think unless you have more money you want to fund, you can go for Scrum. You can go for SAFe.
Yes. So like as we mentioned, right? So no need to explicitly go for SAFe at all. SAFe is not the only solution. If those 2 teams can work together and get their work done, yes, let them be as is and let them coordinate and let them get their work done. No need of even bringing into that complexity or bringing into that additional roles or additional constructs of the scale agile into the context itself. Okay, any other last minute pointers or questions? Okay. Thanks once again for taking your time on a Friday night in India or wherever you are connected from. Thanks for your time on a Friday. And thanks, Ravindra. We'll share the recording of the session by tomorrow on your registered email address. You can go through it, and we already shared the join that, and couple of feedback or the pointers like need few more sessions on the scale agile or the value stream mapping, OKR, design thinking. OKR is, yes, we have one session in the plan. We will plan that, and design thinking is also in the pipeline. We haven't finalized it yet because we are talking with the product management folks who are already implementing design thinking or who are already working on that. It might take some time for bringing it the design thinking session, but OKR, we can plan it sooner and we can get it done. And the scale agile related topics, yes, we are planning some more. And if in case any of you want to share any topic, need not be SAFe. SAFe is not the only thing, right? So we have many topics like product management, DevOps or Jira, any topic, feel free to reach out to me or Sharath. We can schedule a session and we can get it done. With that, once again, thanks everyone. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Satish. Thank you, Ravindra.
Thank you.
Thank you.